Hello everyone, welcome to our Comments and Answers TJ channel. I hope you all are doing well. In this video, we're going to prepare for the book study section, Enjoy Life. And this week, we'll be studying Chapter 8, paragraphs 1 to 4, along with the sidebars. So, let's get started. Question 1 and 2. What were Saul's intentions in going to Damascus? Saul was heading to Damascus with the intention of seeking out Jesus' disciples to drag them from their homes, humiliate them, and bring them bound to Jerusalem to be punished by the Sanhedrin. His aim was to persecute and exterminate Jesus' followers, demonstrating his hostility towards the growing Christian congregation. The persecution led by Saul and his followers was very cruel. For example, when they found a disciple of Jesus, they humiliated them and bound them to take them to Jerusalem, where they would be punished by the Sanhedrin. This punishment could include beatings, imprisonment, and even death, as seen in the case of Stephen, who was stoned to death for his faith in Jesus Christ. Question 3 and 4, Part A. What happened to Saul? While traveling to Damascus, Saul experienced a supernatural event. Suddenly, a bright light surrounded him completely, leaving him blinded. Although his companions saw the light, they were stunned and unable to speak. Saul fell to the ground and heard a voice coming from heaven, asking him, "Saul, Saul, why are you persecuting me?" Confused, Saul asked who was speaking, and the answer he received was shocking: "I am Jesus, whom you are persecuting." Question 3 and 4, Part B. What questions will we answer? What do we learn from the first words Jesus spoke to Saul? How does reviewing everything that happened when Saul became a disciple of Jesus serve us? How did the congregation take advantage of the period of peace that followed, and what does that teach us? Analysis based on the sidebar, Saul's authority in Damascus. Saul, also known as Paul, was a Pharisee of Jewish origin born in Tarsus. Saul was proficient in Greek, which allowed him to communicate effectively in different contexts. He received primary education in a Jewish school and learned practical skills such as tent making, likely taught by his father. Saul was a Roman citizen by birth, suggesting that his family belonged to a high social class in the province. Around the age of 13, Saul moved to Jerusalem to continue his studies under the tutelage of Gamaliel, a respected Pharisee teacher. This additional education involved thorough studies of the scriptures and Jewish laws, as well as the memorization of important passages. Saul showed fervent zeal for his father's traditions and advanced rapidly in his Jewish training. This same zeal led him to become a prominent persecutor of Jesus' followers, the young Christian congregation. Analysis based on the sidebar. Saul, the Pharisee. Saul had the authority to arrest Christians in Damascus for several reasons. First, the Sanhedrin and the high priest had great moral authority over Jews throughout the Jewish world. The high priest, in particular, had the ability to bring offenders from anywhere to Jerusalem to be tried, and Saul had letters granting him power from the high priest. Additionally, the Romans had granted Jews some autonomy in internal judicial matters. This meant they had the authority to conduct their own court cases and apply punishments according to their law. For example, the Apostle Paul was whipped on 5 occasions with 40 lashes less 1, a form of punishment allowed by Jewish authorities. Even historical records, such as the first book of the Maccabees, document the authority of the high priest in Jewish legal matters. In 138 BC, a Roman consul sent a letter to King Ptolemy VIII of Egypt ordering him to hand over Jewish offenders to the high priest to be punished according to Jewish law. Finally, Julius Caesar also confirmed the authority of the high priest, including his right to judge any matters related to Jewish customs. In 47 BC, in summary, Saul had authority backed both by Jewish law and by provisions granted by Roman authorities to arrest Christians in Damascus. Well, those have been the practical answers on this week's congregation book study. I hope it will be very helpful for you, my dear brothers and sisters. I send you a big hug, and may Jehovah bless and protect you always.